Hey everybody, I was tagged by 3Hank876 to show my SHTF skills, my favorite skills for when the stuff hits the fan. And I'd say pretty much my favorite skills for a situation like that, whether you're at home, whether you're at home in your house cooped up defending the fort, or whether you're having to bug out and get away from the house, I'd have to say my favorite skills are probably making stuff, creating stuff, making things and improvising things. And I'll show you a pretty cool example. I always try to show you some new stuff. I'll show you another grill that I made that's pretty different. Alright, let's go set the grill up and get something to eat, and I'll talk a little bit more about these SHTF skills. Alright, I found a pretty good place right here. We can sit and talk for a little bit. Now, as far as the stuff hits the fan, I got more in my basement than I can carry on my back. So if it really goes crazy and, like, say, the electricity goes out, or war happens, or looting happens, or major blackouts, just, I don't know, if anything happens like that, I'm gonna prefer to stay at my house if I can. And if I can stay at my house, another thing's, money may be no good, so I'll have to barter for things that I need. And there won't be a Walmart anymore. You can't go and buy what you need. Money may not be any good, so you have to make what you need. So having the skills to make stuff is good, and having the skills to improvise things is good. And if I have to, I can run, I got a fully equipped machine shop and welding shop with a generator. So if I have to, you know, if there's any gas available, people could bring me gas and I can make things. And like, if there was no gas, my dad at his property, he has got a boiler and a generator. He can burn wood and produce electricity. So if I had to, I could move some equipment down there maybe. He's got a little bit of equipment, not as much as me. But anyway, I'll show you an example. I always got to show you something new in these videos if I can. So it's a good excuse to show you another stupid grill. So anyway, what this is, and I know some of you have seen my bungee cords, okay? I've got a cloth covered bungee cord right here. And this is the carrying handle for, like, say, if you have to bug out or maybe go in the woods, go into hiding. But anyway, the way this thing works is it's a bag that I made, and you just undo the bungee cord from each end. Okay, the bag itself, it's sewn, got a flap on it. It's sewn, it's made out of cotton camo, mossy oak camo. The inside of it has got a Gore-Tex membrane, so that if I had to, I could use the bag for filtering water itself. The grill comes with a set of 3 stands that I made. The grill itself, now the idea behind this grill, this is something that I made in the shop. And this leads to the fact of having the skills of making what you need or improvising with what you have. And this is a good example of it. Now what this is you can use a pot or a pan on it, but this is what I call my potless, panless grill, okay? Now what it is this whole thing is made, it's welded together out of tubing, okay? I welded the whole frame together out of tubing, and I left this part solid, and I welded a grill across here. Makes music, don't it? Okay, and then there's a plug-in right here that you can unscrew. And what I did is on the inside of this tubing, I cut it out and welded a plate here, and I welded a plate here, okay? So what you do, and let's see, in the pack, I've also got a heat pad. And I've also got look out, I got a piece of tubing that goes in it. Okay, now the way this thing works is when you run out of water, you just unscrew the plug and you lay part of a cloth over it or a do-rag, and you dip it down in a creek and you fill this up with water. Now this thing holds 24 ounces of water. A good example of it is, not only can you boil your water in this if this is the only thing you've got, but then you can put the plug back on it and carry the water with you. And see, when after you get ready to put it on the fire, you put the vent on it here to keep it from bubbling over and to keep it from exploding. That would be a bad thing. But anyway, you can cook, like say, if you didn't have any food or whatever on this side here, as you were boiling the water, as you were heating the water inside this thing, if you stole some bird eggs, you could cook them here. Or if you got some acorns and you made some pancakes, acorn pancakes, you could cook them here with no pan. If you killed like a squirrel or a rat or a bird, you could lay the meat right here and cook it right here. But I'm gonna try this out. It's been a long time since I've used it. I'm gonna show you how it works. Cook a little bit of food here. But I mean, because there's not much I can say about the SHTF skills other than the fact that my favorite skills are making stuff, period. And I don't make short videos. All right, let's dig around down in here and see what we got. Okay, I got a pretty decent spot right here cleared out. Put a backpack over there. Pull this out. All right, I got these 3 stands right here. What I'll do there is stab them in the ground, and you hope that the soil's not too rocky. Okay. May be about right. And I've already got it filled up with water. Okay. Just kind of mash and manipulate just a little bit. Alright. These stands, they're welding rods. That's all they are. Okay. Your next step is to pull off that plug, because if you leave that plug on there, it'll explode. Put that back in the bag. Now see, that water's a little bit low on that end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mash down a little bit on this side. Got to kind of level it up a little bit, put that vent in there. Alright. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to break up a bunch of wood, and I'm going to shove a bunch of wood underneath here. So, okay, I'm not going to bore you with that part. Alright, now you can't really get me wrong on when I say about making everything, because I'm going to, you know, I still do like to buy some stuff. I recently bought the new Ontario Generation 2 SP53, and honestly, I couldn't make a knife as good as this. I mean, this is 1/4 inch thick. This is pretty much the best knife I think I've ever owned. You're going to be seeing a lot more of this. I didn't think I'd ever replace my SP8. It's got its places, but this thing is just, it's wicked. Now the cool thing about having these welding rods right here as a stand is because you can just make a nice neat little spot right here for your wood and your kindling, and it just kind of neatly holds everything into place. So I just put all that on there, throw a bunch of stuff on there, and I got plenty of small stuff around here to help start it. Let's see, take this right here. I love using this stuff right here. It's called I think it's called reed grass. Just pull the outside of it off. Pull the outside of it off. Then I wrap it up on my finger. Get it stuck. And then you just kind of munch it up into a little bird's nest right there. Okay. Set that right in the middle. Get out the old SP53. I hate doing this with a glare. That'll make me up a bunch of fuzzies. Them things right there. Can't tell if you can tell them. I make a pile of them and dump them in there. See, having this little pad right here is pretty good because you can collect all your tinder whenever you're doing this for fire starting. Have your little fuzzies like that right there. All right, let's see if we can get this fire started now. Get out the old strike force here. See if I can do this without knocking everything everywhere. There we go. All right. I love that reed grass. You got to be ready for it though. Stuff's nice and dry. Ooh, look at the smoke coming out of the end of that. That is so cool. All right. Feed a few sticks on here, see if I can't get this going. It really doesn't take that much tinder and things at this type of year because everything is so dry. All right, so we'll set the grill on here. And we'll let everything start warming up and I'll get the food out. We'll get ready to do some cooking. As you can see, I ain't even got the food out yet. And there goes the water. See, that's the vent. So what you want to do now is you want to pour off the water. I'll show you about that. You reach over and grab it. Set it down. And see what I'll do now. Let's see if I can aim this back down here. It's kind of hard filming all this myself. This just, everything is so dry. The fire just went crazy. I mean, instead of going down the coals, it has just literally gone. Let's see what I got in here. I got a pan. See right here. Now you can, like I said, you can cook straight on that if it was like a survival situation. But I do have a pan that actually fits it for normal camping. You can put right on there. That right there warped up a little bit because of flames. It's meant for cooking on coals. Anyway, if you got like a cup or a pan, you just grab a hold of it and see if you got that in there. And then you pour off some of the water. Isn't that neat? I'll pour off some of the water, and then whenever that dies back down to coals, I'll put it on. See, and then you've got nice, fresh filtered hot water. And then you could just let it cool and put a plug in it, and then take it with you, and that'd be your drinking water. All right, while I'm letting that go down to coals, see what all I got in this bag right here. I'm gonna get my pancake mix prepared. And then I've got some sausage in there. Let's see what we got in here. All right, I got a bag of pancake mix. And this is my pancake mixer. All right. This is part of that improvising part. All right, you gotta let this sit for a little while. So what I'll do, I'll dump the pancake batter in here. I got it all over everything. It's all right. Oh, let's see. Dumping it out. All right, I got pancake batter inside this my pancake mixer, and then I got my thermos. Just pour that in. All right. And then I'm just gonna stir this up, and I'm gonna let this sit for about 3 minutes. And then I'll put it on right after I get done with the sausage. Okay. After I clean this mess up here. I sure am sloppy, ain't I? Alright, now it's starting to die down the coals just a little bit. Let's see what we got in this bag right here. Alright, this is one of my other old tricks that I always use. Wool is an insulator in the wintertime, so I use wool as an insulator for cold. I got 2 of them little blue things and some sausage. So I think I want to use this pan because it's kind of non-stick. Squeeze this off some of this sausage into this pan right here. Can you see the pan? Yeah, okay. Still got that old glare problem that I ain't cured yet. Squeeze off a little sausage right in there. Alright, let's see. I'm going to take my stirring stick, wipe it off with a leaf, and then I'm going to mash it around. We'll mash that into a big old patty, because I don't want to touch it with my hands. Alright, let's put the grill back on because I'm back down to coals now. Alright, put that pan back up there. Whew, need that pot holder, don't I? Turn around this way. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that go for there for a minute. I'm going to let that go for a minute. We'll see how that right there cooks up. Alright, now I haven't experimented with this thing a whole lot, but because I just made it and I haven't used it many times. But I'm starting to discover now that what you got to do is you got to boil. It'll do both items, but you can't do them both at the same time. You need to do the water first because it boils so fast, and then after you've died down to just coals, then that's when you do your cooking. Okay, we'll finish up the sausage here, and then we'll be ready for the pancakes. Okay, now if you got everything hot enough, you can pour a little bit of the grease on there. So you can pour a little bit of grease on that side. All right, and that'll give you a little bit of room for your pancakes. Okay, so what you do now is take some of your pancakes and slowly pour them on. It's gonna be a really ugly looking pancake. A really ugly looking pancake, but it'll be good food. This is kind of all a part of the deal with the whole improvising thing. And so that's going to take a while to cook, so I'm going to let that sit there and then I'll flip it over. Alright, let's see if I can flip this pancake over now. Let's see. I know this ain't got a whole lot to do with well, I don't know. In a way it does. See, it takes a while to cook that. It's pretty regulated heat. Now I know this doesn't have a whole lot to do with SHTF skills, you may think, but I mean basically this covers like if you have to make stuff and improvise things, and if you do have to leave your house and bug out, then this is the kind of things that happen. You need to have the ability to make things. You know, you need to have the ability to make stuff, period, and improvise and make do with what you have, and you know, use old containers, use old bottles, and you use sticks, you know, and even my plate is going to be an old lid off a coffee can, you know. Let me give us a little bit longer right here and then we'll be ready to eat. Alright, I think I'm about ready to wrap things up right here. I've bored you enough with this thing. This kind of covers when the stuff hits the fan skills. My favorite skill is making things and improvising with things, and I call this the potless panless grill, and the reason I do is because if you have to, you don't need a pan. You can cook your meat directly on the grill, and then you can take the fat from whatever your kill is, your squirrel, whatever, and you can move it over to the other side and use that for cooking like bird eggs that you can steal, or maybe if you can make some acorn pancakes. But I'm just kind of out here fooling around cooking breakfast. So let me wrap this up. I'm going to put my sausage on my plate, more improvising. Alright, get my sausage on here. Move this pan. Alright, let's get my pancake. I may make them more in a little while. Okay? Don't that look good? Alright, let's let that cool off and then I'm going to eat it. And then, of course, you can take the entire grill now. Let's see if I can get this on camera. And you grab it with your hot pad. There it goes. Look at that. Woo! Now see, that's what happens. It starts blowing off whenever it gets too hot. Now see, I cooked so long it boiled off all the water, but I can put more water back in there and that thing it'll fire up in no time. You know, like I say, and if you don't have a cup, you boil the water in it and then you vent it. I mean, you put a plug in it and then you carry it with you as a thermos. So, all right, that's another little doodad I made. All right, now, little problem. I'm supposed to tag 3 people. No big deal. I picked out 4 friends of mine that I'm going to tag. But guess what? 100 degrees in Georgia, and it got all hot and sweaty. Look what happened to the list in my pocket. This is the reality. This is what goes on when you're out here filming, doing things, and trying to cook food and film and just keep up with everything. But anyway, what I'll do is I'll put all 4 of them that I'm going to tag in the link below, and I'll put their names at the end of the video. So, okay, I'm tagging you 4 guys, and I done talked to you. You know who you are. Dang it, I can't believe that list did that. But anyway, just your favorite SHTF skills. What do you excel at? What are you good at? If you want to show an example, you can, kind of like I showed how I made a grill, you know, and how it worked. If you don't want to show nothing, just talk about it. It ain't no big deal. Walk through the woods and talk about it. It's not that hard of a video. It's the kind of video that you can make it what you want to make it. So, anyway, I guess now what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat my food. I'll start out. Yes, I'm using an actual fork. That's some good eating. Alright. Alright. I'm going to give you something to look at here at the end while I'm posting the names on the screen. I'm sorry my list did that. I mean, I can't. I'm blown away. I can't get over that. Alright, enough rambling. I'll let y'all guys go. Till next time.